Aduh.
All right. Let me share my understanding about discourse in institutions. Based on my what I read before, discourse institution is explore the relationship between language use and institutional context. Institutions such as government bodies, educational system, and corporations rely on discourse to convey information, establish norms, and exercise authority. And next that I find related discourse in institution is discourse practice and within institutions. Are shaped by discursive practice. This practice include the use of language, communication strategies, and power dynamics within institutional settings. Um, Next is examining discourse within institutions allow for an understanding how language contributes to the constructions of the institutional's identities, policies, and practice. Next is power and authority in institutional discourse. Like institutional discourse often reflect power relationship and authority structures. Analyzing language within institution reveals how power is distributed, maintains, and challenged through discourse. And authority can be asserted through specific language choices, rhetorical strategies, and institutional communication practice. Next is institutional norms and value. Discourse within institutions reflect and reinforce norms and values specific to the context. These norms influence the language used, shaping how individuals within the institutions communicate and interpret messages. Analyzing institutional discourse unveil the underlyings, ideologies, and principles that guide communication within the particular settings. Next is that I found is legal discourse. Legal institution rely heavily on discourse to establish, interpret, and enforce law. Legal discourse is characterized by its precision, formality, and reliance on established legal terminology. Analyzing legal discourse reveals how language is used to construct legal meanings, argue cases, and influence legal decisions. Next is educational discourse. Within educational institution, discourse is a fundamental tool for instructions, assessment, and communications. Educational discourse encompasses classroom interactions, academic writing, and administrative communications. And analyzing educational discourse allow for insights into pedagogical approaches, power dynamics in the language in the classroom, and the disseminations of knowledge within the educational systems. And also we have healthcare discourse. Discourse within healthcare institution is crucial for patient care, professional communications, and policy developments. Healthcare discourse involve not only technical medical language, but also communication strategies to convey information to patients. Analyzing healthcare discourse provide insight into doctor and patients interactions, healthcare policies, and the social dynamics within the healthcare institutions. And critical discourse analysis in institutional settings. We have related with CDA. CDA is often applied in examining discourse within institutions. CDA enables critical examination of power relations, ideologies, and social inequalities embedded in institutional settings or institutional discourse. And by applying CDA, researchers can uncover hidden meanings, challenge dominant discourse, and advocate for more inclusive and equitable institution communications. And in a sense, discourse and institutions is explore the intricate relationship between language and various institutional contexts. Discourse within institutions reflect and shape power dynamics, norms, and values. Analyzing institutional discourse provide valuable insight into how language is employed to convey authority, establish norms, and contribute to the functional of different institutional settings. I think that's all my understanding about discourse and institutions.
Okay. Okay, thank you, Akbar. Maybe it's time, my turn, right? I will explain about discourse and institution. Before I explain about discourse and institution, let me explain about discourse, right? So discourse refers to the communication of ideas through language, while an institution is a social structure or organization, and discourse can shape and be shaped by institution, influencing how they function and the follows their approach. So, institutions in turn contribute to the creation and maintenance of certain discourse within a society. And then the relationship between discourse and institution is a dynamic with a language and playing a crucial role in constructing and perpetuating societal norms and power structure. So the type of discourse and institution can vary depending on the context. For example, the first one is there is political discourse and government institution. So the discourse is like public discussion and political speeches and media narratives shaping opinion on governance. So the institution is like government bodies, legislative framework, and political parties influencing and implementing policies. So the second one is educational discourse and academic institution. So the discourse, there is conversation about teaching methods, educational philosophies, and learning goals. And universities providing formal education and shaping the academic environment. So the next is there is economic discourse and financial institution. And the discourse is a discussion about economic policies, market trend, and financial strategies. So in the institution is there is a bank, stock exchange, and regulatory bodies influencing economic activities and financial transaction. So the last one is there is healthcare discourse and medical institution, like in discourse like conversation on healthcare practice, medical advancement, and public health issues. Institution like hospital, clinic, and clinic organization and the others like delivering medical service and shaping health policies. So this example illustrates how discourse and institution intersect in different domain, each contributing to and being influenced by the other, right? So the consider the the discourse surrounding gender rules like society conversation, media representation, and cultural narrative contribute to shaping expectation and norms relating to gender. Institutions like education, media, and legal system play a role in reinforcing of challenging this discourse. For example, in the workplace, the police promoting gender equality and challenge traditional gender roles. It can influence the broader discourse by fostering an environment that's encouraged, right? So the first perspective and opportunities. In this way, discourse and institution interact, shaping and reflecting societal values. So maybe that's all from me. Thank you.
Okay, so I think now is my turn. So, if talking about discourse and institution, so first talk about the concept of institution itself. So, the concept of institution originated in sociology. It is used to describe the activities through which individuals construct and maintain a society. So these activities are aimed, for example, conveying knowledge, as can be seen in the education institution, or combating crime, as evident in a justice institution. So institutions can be seen as mediators that connecting people and society as a whole, or as the ways people form or create a society. There are three important aspects of the concept of institution in discourse studies. They are role behavior, differentiation trends, and institutional power. So role behavior means that institution set how people behave by assigning social roles that individuals must play or must fulfill in. And these roles turn individuals into participants with particular role within the institution. And the second one is the differentiation trends. So each institution has its own set of norms. The trend towards differentiation means that institutions are more specific in defining their focus areas. And the third one is institutional power. So institutional power means that institutions control how individuals behave by using their system of rules and exercise that power through the system of rules. And now we're talking in politics. So in politics, there are two forces that explain why some phenomena more frequent occur in political discourse than everyday discourse. So the first one is the need for modification. When it comes to modification in political discourse, there are three notable phenomena in its literature. They are hedging strategy, euphemism, and strategic ambiguity. And the second one is the need for persuasion. So the need for persuasion itself refers to the importance of influencing people's opinion or beliefs to gain support for a particular political ideas or particular political candidates. And the next one is in law. So discourse on the administration of justice is typically criticized in three ways. So first, during legal proceedings, particularly in a judicial interrogation, the suspect or the defendant may appear to be manipulated or disadvantaged by cross-examination techniques in courtroom. And the second is a regular person like me, like you, are the people who trying to understand our rights in legal documents that often face difficult to read text because it is in a low language. And the third, which is the third criticism, is that a conviction or ruling often relies on how the law or the behavior that led to the initial charge is interpreted. Next, if we're talking about the bureaucracy, so many research projects on bureaucratic discourse focus on the negative effects of the asymmetric interaction on both government and citizens. It is because sometimes the government struggles to get the information that necessary to solve the societal problems, and citizens find it hard in delivering information in a correct way or in the right way. Next, in media. So looking at media through discourse approach is like a special part of studying mass communication. So it is about how professional communicators spread message without limits on how many people will see them by using public channels such as press, television, radio, as well as internet. And for the last one is in healthcare. So over the recent decades, the discourse approach to healthcare has explored various topics. The problem related to the gaps in knowledge and differences in understanding have been addressed in the study of the medical register. So what are the problem? It can be like what is the effect of using medical jargons or the metaphor in medical discourse that has received attention. So I think that's all from my report.
All right, thank you, Rissa. How long time we
I didn't know how time we actually have recorded because it's actually
Uh,
we in right now is 8:49. We have
I
still, I think
think
we need
19
to
minutes.
more
To
discussions about
we need
until
like three
what?
minutes more for
Yeah,
talking.
3 minutes more, some things, and then that will be great if
So let's.
we have discuss it in 10 minutes because we can stop it in 9 p.m.
Oh, okay. All right. Maybe
Okay, okay.
because Risa explained about your opinion, I have some positive impact and negative impact to discuss in institution, right? So
Mm,
discourse plays a crucial role in shaping institution, like both positively and negatively, right? So in the positive impact is there is informed decision, like making constructive discourse allow for a diversity of opinion, contributing to more informed decision and making within institution, right? So in the second is innovation. So innovation is healthy discussion foster creativity and innovation, enabling institutions to adapt to changing environment and find novel solutions to challenge. And the last, the positive impact is a public trust. It's open and transparent discourse can build about public trust institution as it demonstrated a commitment to accountability and inclusivity. So there's it is a positive impact. So negative impact is there is the first one is there is polarization. Polarization is a discourse can lead to polarization, like creating this division and hindering collaboration within institution, like which can impede progress. Right. So the next is there is misinformation. So misinformation is poorly managed discourse may propagate misinformation leading to misguided policies or decision within institution. So the next negative impact is there is stagnation. So stagnation is excessive debate without action can result in institutional stagnation, preventing effective response to pressing issues. Maybe balancing discourse within institution is essential to harness its positive aspect while mitigating protection in negative consequence. Maybe I think is there's all about positive and negatively in discourse in institution. Okay, maybe we can discuss about the others.
I'm actually didn't have anything that I want to add some more because actually it's one of the complete material that I read before, and yeah, but I have interesting in my mind like when I read when I read about these materials, I feel like these material have relation to our courses interpreting because I think some of the techniques or some of the discourse things is related to how we interpret, especially in educational systems that we, as you said before, in negative impact, we have misinformations, and yeah, in this course too, we have what we call like we have that uh something that maybe can affect the interpret to about discourse and educational system itself. And I think, yeah, it's really bit actually a little bit fun and actually a little bit harder to understand the material itself, since we have, I'm sorry, excuse me. um we actually um find this material more about advanced than before, and especially about discourse and institutions, we related to how we manage the, what we call it, but how we manage the discourse itself into our institution, because it's related to our educational system itself. So I think that's all.
Okay, I will talk a little bit. So I find it what do we call it? Um, a new insight that discourse can be used um, to it can be profitable or can be disadvantageous for people, as it is for a big example is in law institution, like it can be used to manipulate people, but also it can be as evidence to uh, to prove justice. So I think that's all from me. What are we gonna talk next?
I think that's I'm afraid that I have misunderstanding, but we should discuss in 30 minutes, right?
Yes,
30
at
minutes.
least 30 minutes.
30 minutes. I'm afraid this is not 30 minutes, but I feel like because we start not
Wait,
in the same time in
yeah,
8:30, right? So I think we need to more discuss it about the related to the material into, I think we need to
because
discuss until
uh,
9:05.
9-5.
Yeah, because
yeah, I think yes, because
yeah, because we not
because
record on the 8:30.
yeah,
Mm,
we start at like 8:30, 8:33 or 8:34.
Yeah.
So we have to talk in 30 minutes means that it's 9 5
Mm-hmm.
5 past 9. I think like that.
Yeah, because
maybe we can
Um,
repeat our material again, right?
I think it's really wasting energy, since actually we don't need to replay again about the material, because we already talked a lot about that, and actually we have
All right.
different actually when I heard your understanding from your what the resources that you write before, it's very varied, it's very much references, because my material and with Anna and Risa is actually different, but we actually have
mm,
same interpretations
no,
and
we have
also
similar,
same
but it's different.
yeah. I think it's every meetings that when we have a group discussion, we have another references, but it's actually good because
Mm,
we can know about
yeah,
another references regarding the topic, that we can more deeply understand about the topic itself.
yeah, that's true.
Like,
Ah, I will talk about
What?
the role, maybe the role in what they call it institution. As I
Mm.
said that institutional power. So here, for example, um, as I said that institutional power is institution control how individuals behave by using system of rules, and there are power that exercise through them. So for example, like the role of teacher and student. So teacher is the one who set rules for the students, right? And as a students, they have to listen to what the teacher said. So that's, for example, the power. And what we maybe like civil servant or government and citizens. So governments have the rules, and as citizens, we have
All right, thank you, Risa. Maybe I can add some discourse institution in university, right? Campus. So discourse in a university refers to the shared language, communication style, and way of thinking within academic communication. An example would be the discourse in a philosophy department, with scholar engage in the abstract discussion using specialized terminology, right? So institution in a university context are the established structure and system that govern academic life. An example is the institutionalized process of peer review for scholarly articles, where academics submit their work for evaluation by other expert before publication. So together, discourse and institutions shape the academic environment, influencing how knowledge is created, shared, and validated within the university setting. Maybe that's all for me.
what are we gonna talk next in like for 2
Um,
minutes more?
Actually, I didn't have any talk that I want to share because
Maybe
yeah,
3 minutes again. 3 minutes
you
more.
you want me to talk to 3 minutes. So I think that please be quiet. I think that we need to a lot understanding because about the material itself, especially and how this course have related and how this course is needed in institutions especially in governments like Risa said before regarding the policies of the government itself, and like Anna said before is regarding like the the what we call educational systems, because when we look more deeply about discourse institutions is we also combine the material about the discourse itself and how we apply that to institutional settings, like we said before, like and we discussed it before, and not just in educational system, in governments we also need that in medical situations or um medical context like that, like healthcare discourse, like discourse within the healthcare institutions. I see we can see that it's a crucial for patient care, professional communications, and also related to the policy development in the healthcare institution itself. Healthcare discourse is also involved not only technical medical language, but also the communication strategies to convey information to the patients. And to analyzing healthcare discourse provides insight into doctor and patient interactions and healthcare policies. Oh, sorry. Wait. Uh, Healthcare policies and the social dynamics within healthcare institution. I'm sorry. Um, and also related to CDA, because I when I read this material, oh my God, wait. applying CDA researchers because I when I read this material is we have related to the CDA, and the CDA is often applied in the exam and discourse within institutions. Like CDA is enables critical examinations of power relations, ideologies, and social inequalities embedded in institutional discourse such as healthcare, educational, legal, and institution norms and value itself. I think that's all that I can say. Any and some information regarding discourse and institutions. I think that's all. Do you
Okay,
have some stuff
maybe
that you
1 minute second. We can talk.
really? Yeah, we can talk really, but don't forget after this, after I completely end this recording, we need to take documentations because it's our
Yes,
last
our
uh
last
yeah, our last group activities.
video together, and it's
Yeah,
not in offline.
yeah, and after this we this in this Friday we have class, right? But still confused like we online meeting or the offline meeting, right? I think I think I will stop the
So
recording.
sad